The stars were quiet. Space was dark. But then it happened. A strange signal echoed across the galaxy. It was weak, broken, and full of fear. No one knew where it came from. No one could trace it. But the message was clear. They're here. We can't run. Please, save us. It was not in any known alien language, not even in human code. Yet somehow everyone understood it. The signal repeated again and again. And every time it played, something cold moved through the hearts of those who heard it. Alien empires far and wide picked up the signal. They listened. Then they turned off their radios, locked their borders. They were afraid. Something in the voice made even warlords feel small. But Earth didn't look away. For 50 years, humanity had been quiet. After winning the last galactic war, humans pulled back their ships and stopped fighting. The galaxy was tired. The humans were too. But now, something had changed. In the middle of Earth's main fleet station, a red light blinked. The signal had reached the human military. Captain Raina Dax stood in the command room of the ship Horizon Edge. She was young, only 27, but she had risen fast. Sharp mind, brave heart, the kind of leader people followed without question. She listened to the signal once more. They're here, we can't run, please save us. Her face was still, but her eyes burned with focus. She turned to her team. Where is it coming from? Her tech officer, Kai, shook his head. We don't know. It's bouncing. Off old satellites and dead relay stations. It's like someone wants to hide where it started. Or, Raina said slowly, someone is running. She walked to the large star map. Red dots showed known colonies. Blue dots showed alien stations. But near the edge of the map, nothing. Just a gray zone. Empty space. Run a reverse trace, she ordered. Kai tapped fast. Lines moved across the map. One by one, they vanished, but one path stayed. It led to a dark part of the galaxy, a place no one visited. The Black Echo Zone, Kai whispered. Raina narrowed her eyes. That's where the signal started? He nodded. Other officers shifted in their chairs. Everyone had heard stories about the Black Echo Zone. Ships went there and never came back. No one knew why. Admiral Saren appeared on the screen. He looked serious. Captain Raina, are you seeing this too? Yes, sir, she answered. The signal is a call for help. But it's not just that. Something's wrong out there. The Admiral sighed. The Council wants to ignore it. They say it's a trap. Maybe it is, Raina said. But if someone's really out there, dying, how can we ignore them? There was silence. Then the Admiral gave a small nod. You have clearance. Take Horizon Edge. Investigate the signal. But be careful. No hero moves. Yes, sir. The screen went dark. Raina looked at her crew. We leave in 1 hour. Full prep. Quiet approach. And keep your minds sharp. We don't know what's out there. The engines of Horizon Edge came to life. The ship lifted from the Earth's orbit and jumped into the stars. As they traveled through deep space, the signal grew louder, more broken, more desperate. They're inside. No faces. No sound. Help. The voice now sounded less like speech and more like pain. Like the person speaking didn't know they were still alive. Kai looked pale. Captain, this isn't just a call for help. It's a warning. Raina nodded slowly. I know. They reached the edge of the Black Echo Zone. Stars here were dim, planets were dead or missing. Space felt heavy, like it was holding its breath. The signal stopped. Everyone stared at the screen. Then, a single word came through. One word, clear and cold. Run. Then silence. The crew looked at Raina. She stood still. Her voice was calm, but firm. No. We go forward. The Horizon Edge moved slowly into the Black Echo Zone. Outside, space was dark and strange. The stars looked dim, like they were hiding behind a shadow. The crew felt it too. Even though the ship was warm and full of light, everyone felt cold inside. The air was quiet. Too quiet. Captain Reyna stood at the front window. Her eyes searched. "The darkness, we're not alone," she said softly. Kai checked the scans. No signs of ships, no signals, no life. Reyna turned to him. "Are you sure?" He hesitated. "I think so." Suddenly a soft beep. "Wait," Kai said, leaning closer. "I'm picking up heat from a planet nearby." The screen showed a small gray world. No name, no lights. It didn't spin like normal planets. It just floated there. Still. "It's dead," said the pilot. "Then why is it warm?" Reyna asked. The crew looked at each other. There was no answer. Reyna gave the order. "Prepare to land. Take us in slow." As Horizon Edge moved toward the planet, static filled the speakers. "Do you hear that?" asked Kai. A broken voice whispered through the static. "Stay away." It watches, then silence again. Reyna's hands tightened behind her back. "This signal is different." "It's from the planet," Kai said. "But I don't think it's a message. I think it's bleeding out of something." They entered the planet's thin atmosphere. Dust floated in the air like fog. Old ruins covered the ground, shattered towers, burned ships, broken machines. No movement, no people, just bones. The ship landed near a ruined city. Reyna and her team suited up and stepped outside. The wind was soft, like a whisper. But it carried something strange. Voices. Not loud, not clear. But there. A crew member named Elric shivered. "Captain, I swear I just heard someone call my name." "No one called you," Reyna said. "Keep moving." They walked through the ruins. Signs of battle were everywhere. Burn marks, claw marks, and strange symbols written in dark red. Then they found it. A hole in the ground, deep, wide, and black. Reyna knelt beside it. "A tunnel system." Kai scanned the hole. "Something's down there, heat signatures, small, maybe alive." Elric swallowed hard. "We're not going down there, are we?" "We came for the truth," Reyna said. "We're going." The team entered the tunnel, lights on, weapons ready. Inside, the walls were smooth, almost alive. The deeper they went, the warmer it got. Then they heard it. A weak cough. A cry. They rushed forward and found a small group of aliens. Thin, scared and shaking. Their eyes were wide with terror. One of them reached for Reyna's hand. "Please, don't let them find us." "Who?" Reyna asked. The alien looked at her with hollow eyes. "The hollow ones. They took our minds. Our friends. Everything." Kai whispered. "I've never heard of the hollow ones." The alien grabbed Reyna's arm. "They wear no faces, they don't talk, they feed on thoughts, and they come from the black." Reyna asked, "Why did you send the signal?" The alien shook his head. "We didn't. One of our people tried to warn the stars before he lost his mind. The signal was his last scream." Elric stepped back, nervous. "Captain, something's coming." Reyna turned. The tunnel behind them began to shift. A soft sound like breathing filled the space. The walls moved slightly, pulsing. "We need to leave," Reyna said. "Now." They rushed back through the tunnel with the survivors. But something followed them. No footsteps, no shape. Just cold. Elric screamed. "Something touched me. It's in my head." He fell to the ground, shaking, crying, whispering things from his childhood. Things he never told anyone. Kai grabbed him. "Captain, it's reading his mind." "Move," Reyna shouted. They reached the surface. The crew pulled Elric inside the ship. He was alive, but his eyes were empty now. He didn't speak. Reyna turned to the alien survivor. "What do they want?" The alien's lips trembled. "They're looking for a mind strong enough to break. A mind full of war, pain, and memory." His voice dropped to a whisper. "They're looking for humans." Captain Reyna sat in the medical room of Horizon Edge. The alien survivors were resting, but one of them, a thin, older being named Varn, kept looking over his shoulder, as if something was still following him. Elric, the crew member who was touched in the tunnels, lay quietly in a bed nearby. His eyes were open, but he wasn't really there. He whispered strange things. Red sky. Mother's voice. Stop the hands. No faces. Reyna watched him closely. He's remembering things from his past. Dr. Lin, the ship's medic, shook her head. No, he's not remembering. Something is pulling memories out of him. Kai entered with a report. The signal that brought us here, it started only a few days ago, but these survivors have been hiding underground for months. Reyna looked at Varn. Why now? Why did the signal start after all this time? Varn didn't answer right away. He stared at the floor. They took our thoughts, our dreams, our history, he said softly. But they couldn't take one thing, fear. That's what remained. Fear speaks even after the mind is gone. Reyna leaned closer. You said they are called the Hollow Ones. What are they? Varn's hands shook. They are not alive. They are emptiness given shape. Long ago, they were thoughts left behind by a dead race. Now they move from mind to mind, eating memory, stealing identity, leaving shells behind. Dr. Lin frowned. You mean they don't have bodies? No, Varn said. They wear others like clothes. They walk in your skin. And they can copy your voice once they've tasted your pain. Suddenly, a loud alarm rang through the ship. Intruder. Alert. Reyna stood. Where? Kai ran to a screen. Lower deck. Cargo bay. Reyna grabbed her weapon. Stay here. Lock this room. If anything strange happens, seal the med bay and alert me. She ran with a small security team toward the lower deck. As they reached the cargo bay, the lights flickered. A shadow moved across the far wall. Hold your fire, Reyna said. They moved in slowly. One of the crew, Sergeant Luma, pointed her. Weapon. There's someone there. They stepped closer. It was Elric, but he was supposed to be in bed. Elric? Reyna asked carefully. He smiled, but it wasn't his normal smile. Captain, we never should have come here. His voice was calm, but empty. Luma stepped back. That's not him. Reyna raised her weapon. Who are you? The thing wearing Elric tilted its head. We've tasted your crew now. Sweet minds. Sharp memories. So much war in you humans. So much pain. Reyna fired. The shot passed through Elric but didn't harm him. The body shook, then collapsed to the floor. Elric's real voice came from the ship's speaker system. They're not in the body, they're in the thoughts, Kai's voice came through the comms. Captain, our AI systems just got hit. Something's inside the network. Back in the med bay, the lights turned red. One of the alien survivors stood and spoke in Reyna's voice. Dr. Lin, you've been very curious. Want to see how it feels? Lin screamed and hit the emergency seal button. The med bay locked. Down back in the cargo bay, Reyna gave the order. Shut down all ship-wide AI access. Now! The lights flickered again, then steadied. Reyna looked at Elric's body. He was breathing, but barely. Luma asked, Captain, how do we fight something we can't see? Reyna's face was hard. We don't wait. We find where it came from. We burn it out. Kai arrived out of breath. We found something else. One of the alien survivors. He lied. His DNA shows he's been infected. Partially. He's not fully himself. Reyna's eyes narrowed. Which one? Kai looked pale. Varn. Reyna rushed back to the med bay. When she arrived, the glass door had cracks. Inside, Varn was sitting beside Dr. Lin. She was frozen, staring straight ahead. Reyna shouted, Varn, step away from her. He turned. His eyes were black now. You came to answer a cry for help. But who will help you? Reyna raised her weapon. Why are you doing this? We don't want your ships. We want your minds. Humans are full of history, full of violence. You are perfect. Reyna shot. The glass, it shattered. Lynn fell to the ground, still alive. Varn, or whatever he had become, vanished into smoke. Silence followed. Kai's voice came through the comms. Captain, the signal is rising again. It's no longer a distress call. It's calling others. Now. Reyna looked at the stars outside the window. They're not done. This was just the beginning. The signal kept growing. Inside the horizon edge, red lights blinked across every screen. The quiet cry that once echoed in space was now loud. A deep, pulsing sound like a heartbeat. It shook the walls. It pressed into every mind. Reyna stood. In the command room, eyes locked on the large screen. A dark shape had appeared in orbit. It wasn't a ship, it wasn't a rock, it was something else. What is that? Kai whispered. The screen zoomed in. The shape looked like a giant cloak of smoke stretching wide across the stars. It didn't move like a ship. It flowed like a shadow across water. Kai checked the readings. It's not metal. It's not life. It's hollow inside. Reyna's heart sank. It's them, the hollow ones. Suddenly all the ship's lights dimmed. The temperature dropped, and a voice, many voices, began whispering through the speakers. We are here, we see you, we remember you. Luma grabbed her head. Captain, they're in the systems again. Reyna shouted, shut down all external comms, disconnect ship AI from the signal. Kai ran to the controls. I'm trying, but something is pushing back. It's like the signal is alive. Reyna's voice turned cold. They want into our minds. They want to spread. Dr. Lin entered the room, pale and shaking. Elric just woke up, but it's not really him. He's saying things he's never known. Personal things about all of us. Reyna rushed to the medbay. Elric sat up in bed. He smiled when he saw her. Captain Reyna, second in her class, sent to war at 19, lost 2 brothers before joining the fleet. Reyna froze. No one knows that, she whispered. We know, Elric said calmly. You humans carry your pain so close, so loud. We only need to listen. Reyna stepped forward. Where's Elric? The thing inside him tilted its head. He's resting. You can join him. All of you will, soon. She raised a sedative gun and shot Elric. He collapsed. Lynn whispered, they're growing faster. One infected mind is enough to learn thousands of thoughts. Back in the command room, an alert flashed. Another ship was approaching. Kai looked up. It's a human ship, civilian model. No weapons, just drifting. Reyna frowned. Why would a civilian ship be here? Luma zoomed in on the screen. The ship's name read, Star Whisperer. Kai said, that ship vanished 5 years ago. It was declared lost in the outer silence zone. Reyna's face turned white. It was taken. They opened a video link to the drifting ship. What they saw made everyone step back. The Star Whisperer had no crew, just floating figures, staring into space. Eyes open. Smiling. Still. The ship had no control, no life, just shadows moving inside. Then, the screen flashed again. We are coming. Suddenly, the black shape in orbit split into 4 smaller shadows. They moved like waves through space, fast, silent, deadly. They're trying to reach Earth, Kai gasped. Reyna stood still. Her voice was calm but firm. We're not letting them pass. Luma asked, how do we fight something we can't shoot? Reyna answered, with what they fear most. Lynn looked confused. And what's that? Reyna turned. Unity, truth, and a mind that doesn't break. She activated the ship's memory core, a deep file locked by command code. Kai asked, what is that? Reyna took a deep breath. Project Echo Blade, a mental firewall. It's dangerous, untested, but it might be our only chance to push them out. As the dark shapes moved closer, The crew prepared the ship for war, not with guns, but with memory, willpower, and unity. Reyna looked out the window. "They came to eat our thoughts," she said. "Let's show them what it means to remember." The horizon edge shook as the four shadow-like enemies moved closer. Outside the windows, space no longer looked quiet. It looked like it was breathing. Captain Reyna stood in the main control room. Her voice was steady. "Begin Echo Blade activation. Now." Kai's fingers danced across the console. "Copy that. Unlocking mental firewall. Warning. This could damage our minds if we're not careful." Luma whispered. "So it's like using a sword inside our own brain?" Reyna nodded. "Exactly. It protects our thoughts and pushes out the invaders, but it only works if we stay sharp. If we let fear win, it could break us." The ship's lights dimmed. A soft hum began inside everyone's head. The Echo Blade had started. Suddenly the voice returned, cold, layered, and full of hunger. "You open your minds, and we enter." One of the shadows outside slammed into the ship's side. No physical damage. But inside the ship, people screamed. The shadow was not attacking the metal. It was attacking their memories. Elric, still tied down in the medbay, began shaking. "They're trying to erase my name, my mother. They want to make me..." "Nothing," Lynn shouted. "Echo Blade, hold strong." Then something strange happened. Reyna's memories flashed before her eyes. Her brothers laughing before the war, her first time holding a command badge, the smell of her father's coat. "Remember," she whispered. "That's the key." The Echo Blade pulsed with power. One of the shadow shapes outside stopped moving. Kai gasped. "We hit it, the firewall is hurting it." Reyna looked to her team. "They survive by stealing who we are, but if we hold on to our truth, they can't stay. They can't copy what they don't understand." Luma said, "But how do we make it stronger?" Reyna gave the answer that shocked them all. "We connect our minds." She placed her hand on the ship's core. One thought. One memory. All of us, together. Kai hesitated. "That's too risky. If one person breaks, we all might fall," Reyna said softly. "That's what they fear most, human unity." Lynn joined her. "Let's show them what that means." One by one, the crew placed their hands on the core console. Memories flowed together. Happy, sad, painful, powerful. The ship glowed. A pulse spread from the center, pushing outward like a silent explosion of light. Outside, the closest shadow screamed. It didn't make sound, but every crew member felt it. A deep, painful screech. Then, the shadow vanished. Kai looked up. "We destroyed it." But just then, something changed. The second shadow entered a power conduit. Alarms blared. Engineering bay. Offline. Lights shut off in half the ship. The Echo Blade started flickering. Reyna shouted, "Manual backup. Get to engineering. Don't let it reach the core." Luma and two others rushed out. Inside engineering, the shadow floated like dark mist. It tried to enter the backup power system. Luma opened her comms. "Captain, I need a memory strong enough to block it. Something full of emotion." Reyna closed her eyes. "Upload my last memory of my brothers. The day before they died in the siege of Juno." The system pulled it out. A scene appeared in front of the shadow. Two boys smiling, holding toy ships, sunlight pouring through an old window. The shadow paused, then screamed again and burst apart. Luma gasped. "We did it." But then, the third shadow began whispering. This time, it didn't attack. It tried something else. It used a voice. Elric's voice. "Captain, don't fight us. We can bring your brothers back. We can give you peace." Reyna froze. The temptation hit hard. The shadow continued. "Give us your pain. Forget the war, be free." Her eyes watered, but then she remembered the real sound of her brother's laughter, not the one the shadow offered. "No," she said firmly. "They're gone, but I'm still here, and I fight for the living." The echo blade pulsed again, stronger than before. The third shadow screamed and dissolved into dust. Only one remained. But this one didn't move. It just floated in front of the ship, watching, waiting. Kai looked worried. "Captain, why is it just sitting there?" Reyna narrowed her eyes. "Because it's not attacking." She paused. "It's calling something." Suddenly, new red lights appeared on the radar. 7 more signals, approaching fast. Kai gasped. It called for help. It's not alone. Reyna's voice dropped to a whisper. "This isn't over." The ship went silent. Outside, the stars looked dim, as if space itself was holding its breath. Captain Reyna stared at the screen. 7 red signals were moving toward them, fast. Each one looked like the shadow ships, but bigger, more alive. Kai whispered, "They're not just shadows anymore." Luma checked the scanners. Her voice shook. "Captain, these aren't copies. These are the originals." A warning flashed on the main screen. Mindstorm-class threat detected. Reyna asked, "What's a mindstorm?" Dr. Lin explained, "They're living storms of thought. Not just one mind, but thousands twisted into one. Each mindstorm is like a god of memory, and now 7 of them are coming straight for us." The ship trembled as the 4th shadow, still hovering outside, began to glow. It hadn't attacked because it was calling them, the originals. Kai said, "If even one of those mindstorms reaches Earth, billions could be infected." Reyna's jaw tightened. "We end this now." She opened the comms. "Prepare the Echo Blade for full release. We're going to burn this darkness out of the stars." But there was a problem. The ship's power was low. Half the systems had been damaged fighting the shadows. They didn't have enough strength to use the Echo Blade again, not at full force. Lin said, "Captain, we'd have to connect our minds deeper, not just memories, everything, full mental fusion." Kai's face went pale. "That's dangerous. We could lose ourselves." Reyna looked around at her team. "We're humanity's first and last wall. If we break, Earth falls." Everyone nodded. Together they placed their hands on the ship's core again. This time, the Echo Blade didn't just pulse. It roared. Memories, feelings, fears, all merged. The crew became one voice, one force. And then, something strange happened. The ship changed. The metal shimmered. Lights danced across the walls. The horizon edge wasn't just a ship anymore. It became a living shield of human thought, powered by courage, pain, and love. The 4th shadow screamed as it tried to run, but it was too late. The Echo Blade shot out, bright, hot, and pure, and tore through it. Dust. Gone. The first mindstorm arrived only seconds later. It was massive. A spinning cloud of thoughts, screams, whispers, and memories stolen from 100 worlds. The ship shook as the storm touched it. But the Echo Blade held strong. Suddenly, Reyna heard a voice inside her mind. A voice not human. "You shine bright, but even the brightest star burns out." Reyna answered in her mind, "Maybe, but not today." The storm tried to crush them with thoughts of fear, wars, loss, broken dreams. But then, Luma sent out a memory, her first time walking as a child, then Kai, his moment of saving his sister during a fire, then Lin, her mother holding her hand during a storm. Each memory hit the mindstorm like fire, and the mindstorm began to scream, not loud but deep, like a city falling. Reyna gave the order, "Push harder, show them who we are." The horizon edge exploded with light. The mindstorm twisted, broke, and vanished. Cheers echoed through the ship. But before they could rest, 6 more mindstorms arrived, surrounding them, waiting. Reyna's heart sank. "They're adapting." One of the storms spoke through the ship's speakers. "You are strong, but not enough. Join us. Become more. Lynn fell to the ground. Her mind started shaking. They're inside again. Reyna knelt beside her. Stay. With me. Remember who you are, Lynn whispered. They're offering me a perfect life. No pain. Reyna grabbed her hand. Perfect isn't real. Pain makes us human. Hold on. Lynn blinked, then nodded. I'm here. The echo blade surged again, but now it was flickering. They couldn't hold much longer. Then Kai shouted, Captain, I found something. A hidden command code inside the blade program, marked as Last Light Protocol. Reyna's eyes went wide. That's Earth's emergency final weapon, Kai said. If we trigger it, we'll burn every mind in this area, including ours. But it'll stop them. For good. Luma asked, Is that our choice? Die to save Earth? Silence. Then Reyna stood tall. No. We hold as long as we can. We wait for one more chance. Outside, the 6 storms moved in. Time was running out, and somewhere deep in the shadows, a new voice whispered, She's coming. Kai turned. Who's she? The screen blinked. One more signal. Unknown, human. Approaching fast. The 6 mindstorms floated around the horizon edge like hungry wolves circling a fire. Inside, the crew was weak. The echo blade flickered. The team's minds were stretched thin. Even Captain Reyna was swaying from the pressure. Suddenly, one more signal appeared on the radar. It was small, but powerful. Human. Moving faster than any known ship. Kai blinked. Whoever it is. They're flying through the mindstorms like they don't exist. Luma gasped. Wait. The signal. It's marked Project Ember. That's a ghost. Project. It was cancelled after the Juno massacre. Reyna's hands trembled. That mission was lost. Everyone said no one survived. But the signal kept getting closer. Then the voice came. It was calm, steady. This is Commander Solara Kane, last survivor of Project Ember. You don't know me, but I've been waiting for this day. The crew stared at each other. Reyna opened the channel. How are you alive? How are you flying through the mindstorms? Solara answered. Because I became what they fear. I lost everything to them. My crew, my mind, but they couldn't erase my will. And now I carry a weapon they can't copy. The screen showed her ship, a strange black and gold fighter glowing with energy. Kai whispered, What kind of tech? Is that? Solara replied. It's not tech. It's memory. Turned into weapon. She continued, You fought well, Horizon Edge, but the final fight isn't with the mindstorms. It's with their queen. She's hiding. Waiting, Luma asked. Where? Solara looked up. Inside the last mindstorm. She watches. She learns. If she escapes, Earth will fall. Reyna took a deep breath. Then let's finish it. Solara smiled. I'll go inside. You hold the line. Before anyone could argue, Solara's ship launched forward, straight into the largest mindstorm. The sky seemed to fold around her. She disappeared into the storm. For a long second, everything went still. Then, pain flooded the ship. Everyone screamed. Solara was inside the enemy's mind, and the queen knew it. Reyna shouted, Strengthen the blade now! Kai tried, but the system was dying. We don't have enough power. Then Luma stood up. Use me. Reyna turned. What? Luma nodded, tears in her eyes. If one of us connects fully, gives everything, we can send the full charge. I'll be the fuse. No, Reyna shouted. You won't survive. But, Luma smiled. This isn't about survival. It's about stopping the dark. And I'm not afraid anymore. She stepped into the core chamber. Tell Earth we fought until the end. She touched the node. Light exploded across the ship. The echo, blade burned bright, stronger than ever before. Inside the storm, Solara reached the center. There, she saw her. The queen. She looked like a woman, but twisted. Her face was made from stolen memories. Her body glowed with the screams of 1,000 lost minds. Solara raised her arm, her voice shook. I remember everything, every scream, every face you tried to erase, the queen hissed. You are broken, Solara whispered. Maybe, but I'm still human. She launched her final weapon, a memory of peace, a sunrise, a child's laughter, the hand of a lost friend. The queen screamed, her body cracked, the mindstorm split apart, and with it, all 6 mindstorms vanished. Back on the horizon edge, the storm was gone. The radar cleared. Silence. Then, a faint voice. This is Commander Solara Kane. Mission complete. Cheers broke out. People cried. Even Reyna had tears in her eyes. But then she looked at the core. Luma was gone. Her body had vanished. Only her bracelet remained, gently glowing. Reyna picked it up. She gave her memory, so the future could live. The crew stood in silence. Then a soft message appeared on screen. Transmission to Earth. Victory, but not without cost. A soft blue glow filled the bridge of the horizon edge. The mindstorms were gone. Silence spread through the stars. But inside the ship, not everyone was cheering. Captain Reyna sat holding Luma's bracelet in her hand. It still shimmered warm, like her memory was watching over them. Kai leaned against the wall, his eyes red. She saved us all. Reyna nodded. She lit the blade with her soul. A message blinked on the main screen. Incoming transmission. Earth Command. The crew stood in silence as Reyna opened the channel. The screen lit up with the image of Admiral Voss, the Supreme Commander of Earth's Space Defense. His eyes were wide, his voice quiet. We received your data. The mindstorms are gone. And so is the Queen, Reyna answered. Destroyed from the inside. Commander Solara Kane did it, and Luma gave her mind to power the final strike. The Admiral looked, down for a second. You all did more than defend Earth. You defended the meaning of being human. Then something new appeared behind him. A crowd of people. They were cheering, crying, holding signs with the crew's names. Even from light years away, the message was clear. Earth remembered them. Kai smiled. They're watching. Solara's voice came over the intercom again. It was weak but strong enough. This isn't over. Somewhere out there, more voices are crying. Maybe not mindstorms, but pain, fear, loss. Someone will always need a light. Reyna stood straight. We'll be that light. Suddenly the ship's systems began to change again. The Echo Blade, now fused with Luma's memory, was becoming something new. Dr. Lin ran tests. Her eyes widened. Captain, we can now transmit human memories across space. Peace, hope, strength. We don't have to just fight darkness anymore. We can reach broken worlds before they fall. Reyna looked out at the stars. We're not just a weapon now. We're a message. The horizon edge would no longer only defend. It would heal. The ship's new name was uploaded to Earth's registry, Echo Light 1. And so began a new mission. From planet to planet, the crew sent out waves of memory. Childhood songs, stories, of bravery, warmth from a mother's hug. Not all darkness needed to be destroyed. Some just needed to be reminded of the light. Months passed. On one world, they helped a species who had lost all emotion. On another, they rebuilt a sunken city with hope embedded in every brick. Everywhere they went, they lit the dark, but one day, a new signal came. It was faint, weak, but familiar. A human voice, whispering, "She's still here." The crew stared at the screen. Kai asked, "Is that Luma?" Reyna didn't answer. She simply smiled. Then she spoke into the microphone. "We hear you. We're coming." And the Echo Light 1 launched again, toward the unknown, toward memory, toward hope, toward the next cry in the dark. Because humanity had become more than weapons. They had become the answer.